if you want to jump into the Warriors conversation, they're a tenth of the way through the season. They're on a 60-win pace.
Man.
60-win pace.
And that would cash my ticket we got for the bet.
Oh, you know it.
Yep.
Well, not necessarily.
No, I was seeing if you forgot, but we got a different bet.
Which
the road.
Yeah, no, theoretically the Warriors could go 40-1 at home and 19 and 22
but
on
it
the
doesn't
road.
look that way. It doesn't look that way.
No, I still feel good about that bet.
I like where they're at, Steiny. I don't know how you can't. They're 6-2, but no Jamal Murray tomorrow, so that obviously will make the task that much less daunting, but still, I just can't get over Curry, man. And I think there's a trickle-down effect with this team. And, you know, we got people chiming in that CP3 might be the second most important Warrior. We don't even want to get into that, but I'm not even mad at that you got a plethora of options for guys that could fit that could get that title.
The one thing that we got to bring up, too, and again, it's kind of going to joke about it, but a tenth of the season is a tenth of the season. And the biggest issue coming into this season for the Golden State Warriors is age and health. It's going to continue to be an issue all season because they have 4 veteran players on the team. Okay, so I'm looking at their first 10 opponents and who we didn't see. We didn't see Bradley Beal. We didn't see Brandon Ingram. We didn't see Alvarado for New Orleans. We didn't see De'Aaron Fox. We didn't see Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And we're not going to see Jamal Murray tomorrow.
Well, you saw Fox in one of the two.
And the point I'm making, Goo, is that the Warriors have been healthy. And if they're going to stay healthy and other teams are going to have guys out, that's not a matter of, well, they're lucky. It's a matter of, no, they're staying healthy and other teams aren't staying healthy. So if the first 10 games, the Warriors have been healthy and they've taken advantage of a couple teams that haven't been. And that's what you got to do if you're going to stay healthy. And then last night they take care of a team they should take care of because the team's lousy.
Yeah. They got some young talent. They got a little close, Steiny. I was like, it's a 6-point game, 4-point game is tied. And then the Warriors handle business. But to that point, I'm going to commend Coach Kerr because you got some new guys, and we saw last year the back-to-backs to where Curry, a couple guys wouldn't play. You just mentioned who didn't play for whatever was ailing said player. But they've been taking it, when I say serious, like they're working on themselves. I know a couple guys have missed a couple games, but damn, Steiny, these back-to-back, it's just fun to sit down with the remote and watch the game and know that, you know, they're working on themselves and guys are available. I love it. And I'm not saying it's going to be that way the rest of the season, but early on, I think they're trying to send a message to themselves. Let's work on what we're trying to do and get this rotation and guys know what they're going to do coming to the arena every night.
Well, it's funny because we've talked a lot over the years about Steve Kerr, and there seems to be a small percentage of Warrior fans that aren't crazy about him.
Well, they second guess everything he does on Twitter.
But I'm looking at what what he's done so far through 10 games, and he's managing the Big Four's minutes. If you want to throw Chris Paul in there, Chris Paul, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Steph Curry all right now are averaging fewer minutes than they ever have in their careers.
That's a plus.
So he's trying to manage those guys' minutes. He's developing or trying to develop some young guys. Kuminga's in his 3rd year. He's already found some time for Podziemski and Jackson Davis.
Yeah.
So the young guys are at least contributing a little bit. Moody, throw him in there. And then lastly, they're winning. They're 6-2. So Steve Kerr's doing it all right now. He's managing the minutes.
Keep going.
He's developing younger players, and he is tinkering with the rotation to find out what's going to work. But he's already figured out Saric is going to play all the time with Chris Paul because those two guys have something going.
They got a rapport.
But now it's just a matter of Steve Kerr trying to find roles for guys. But you tell me what Steve Kerr isn't doing right now as a coach of the Golden State Warriors. I love it. He's been terrific.
Yeah, and look at the record, as you said, Steiny, early, but 6-2. Out the gates fast, it's early, but damn, this team couldn't. They won 11 road games in total through 41 games last year, and they already got 4 on the road. Love it.
888-957-9570 is the number. if you're a Warrior fan, what's been the most encouraging thing this year? The 6-2 start after a 10th of the season. What's the most encouraging thing about this Warrior start? 888-957-9570. Goo, I'll ask you in a sec.
All right.
Let's go to Julie in Danville.
Hey.
What's up, Julie? How you doing? Julie was at the Pelicans game last week. What's up, Julie?
Well, we were on the East Coast. Just by chance, I was looking at the schedule, and we were going to be in New Orleans when the Warriors were there, and I got third-row tickets for a fraction of what it would have cost if we went to Chase. And we were thrilled. But I'll tell you, there were more Warrior fans than I could ever have imagined. And by the 10 minutes before the game ended, only Warrior fans were in the stands. Nobody else was there. Pelicans fans had left the building.
Yeah,
and, of course, they were 20 down, so they didn't have a reason to stay. But it was awesome. It was awesome to see them so close. And just by fluke, we happened to be there at the same time. And it was like, okay, this is a must-be.
Good for you. Good
wow,
for you.
Julie. That's awesome.
Hey, Julie, what's the thing that's most encouraged you about the Warriors?
The young ones coming up. The other day, on the Pelicans, Kuminga wasn't playing, but, to see the ones that were on the floor there that you have never really seen before.
Right.
Of course, Curry is the ultimate, but to see the other guys, we're going, oh, who's that? They're making these plays that you just, you're amazed that they're coming up to be the players that they are. So, and I'm sure that it's kind of like, because you're saying about Kerr, he's really focusing on getting them into the minutes, the right minutes, and it's encouraging to them. It's like filling them up with, I can do this. I'm on a great team and I can do this, and that's what they were really showing.
Appreciate it, Julie. Thanks for the call, and glad you had fun in New Orleans.
I was going to ask you, have you ever seen your favorite team, or you covered the team, so you've seen them in every building. I haven't seen the Warriors on the road, but down I-80 in Sac, so that technically ain't, Dallas or somewhere, but that's got to be dope.
Depends where. New Orleans isn't much of an atmosphere in basketball.
Yeah, I think they got it wrong putting the team there.
888-957-9570. What's the most encouraging thing about this Warriors 6-2 start? Warriors are 6-2 right now.
Man.
What were they last year at this point? Were they 1-7?
No, never.
They were
the microphones would have blew up.
They were 3-7, I want to say.
No, I don't even think it was that bad. After 10 games, I'm gonna say 5-5.
Evan?
Well, they played a lot of road games to start, so
yeah, exactly.
After the first 8 games, they had 3 wins.
Yeah, and then what about 10? They're 3-7.
Yep.
Yeah, 3-7.
Boy.
And then did they win the 11th game?
Yeah, then they won 3 or 4 and kind of righted the ship a little
somebody
bit.
got punched before the season started.
3-7.
Yeah, wow. Ask me my answer.
What's your answer to the most encouraging thing so far this season for the Warriors?
It's not one individual. It's all of them, and it's connected. Steiny, this team is connected. I'm watching Chris Paul when he's not
Wiggins?
in the game. I was telling Evan before the show, as far as mannerisms, he looks like he's there, invested. So I just like that I see everything that I thought might be a problem. Ego, Clay taking on this new role that you've been giving them kudos for. Steiny, they are connected. I'm watching Kuminga. Let me finish. And Paul, they're having conversations, and obviously I think it's just about basketball. I'm watching Dre and CP3. I'm watching Clay body in. And even the podium game, the microphone game after the games are over. And I know they only lost 2 of the first 8, but I just like what I'm hearing. And that's what Mike Dunleavy kept telling us. And I kept asking him, hey, what's going on? And we saw Moody in Arkansas, and Clay was with them. All that stuff, I think, means something, and that's why I feel like this team is on the same page, Steiny, and I like what I see.
I'll give you the team's mostly on the same page, but there's clearly something going on with Wiggins.
Well, it is a slump.
No, but something more. Don't you think?